Hello my dear friends, it's Olga. I'm so glad that you are here today. As I promised, today I'm going to share things that I don't like about life in Canada. Of course, Canada is a wonderful and beautiful country, but there are so many little things that just drive me crazy, which Canadians probably don't even think about. If you're curious to know what these are, keep watching. Number one, taxes. Of course, not that the taxes exist in general, but the fact that sales tax is not included in the price. So when you come to the store, you never know what you are going to be paying at the end. I mean, you know, but you have to calculate it. In Ontario, you need to add 13% on top. It's so inconvenient. Like, you see a price tag for a dress, $84, you will be paying at the end $94, $92. But why not to put it on a price tag? In every province in Canada, sales tax is different. So they decided just not to include it in the price at all. And of course I understand that you know that you have to pay this tax, but one thing is knowing and another thing is actually seeing the numbers. And with big purchases, the difference is very significant. It's even worse when you go to a restaurant because you have to add tips on top of that. Tips are kind of mandatory here, and usually you're supposed to leave 15%. Of course, nobody is going to force you or tell you anything, but really it's not polite not to leave 15% unless you really didn't like the service or something happened. So if you had a dinner according to the menu and you spent $50, with taxes it's going to bring it up to $56.50, and with tips $65. And once again, it's not about the prices, it's about the fact that you don't know what you're paying until the checkout when it's already late. Second is shower. In most places, shower head is mounted to the wall and it's going to look like this. So it doesn't have a hose. And of course, if it's your own place, nobody's going to stop you from changing it. But if you're renting and by default, it's going to be like this. But why not to make a hose? How do even people supposed to wash their bathtubs properly? I don't know. But in all the apartments I've lived in Canada, it was like I just showed you. Number three, let's keep talking about hoses. Gas station hoses at this time. So first of all, at the gas station, there is no employee who is going to help you pump gas, which is a very common and convenient service in Russia. So you have to do everything yourself. But the worst thing about it is that the nozzle that you use to pump gas doesn't have a lock so that you can just put it in and leave. You have to hold the nozzle all the time while you're pumping gas. Why? Why? Seriously, I heard that it's because sometimes people forget it in a tank and just drive away. Doesn't sound like a good excuse for not doing it, because in Canada for half of a year it's freezing and you have to stay outside and hold this cold and sometimes dirty nozzle all the time while you're pumping gas. Not a good thing about Canada. Number four, beddings. I never could think that people make their bed different in Russia and in North America, but actually they do. So in Russia I always had one bedding set and I had everything what I needed. It was a duvet cover, bed sheet that you use for the mattress, and two pillowcases, all same material, same color in one set, perfectly matching. But here somehow people have two options for the sets. So it's either duvet cover and two pillowcases and no bed sheets at all. I don't know why. How, like, you need to sleep on something, right? And the second option is you have a sheet set. So you have two pillowcases and two sheets. One is fitted sheet that you can put on a mattress, and the second one is just a flat sheet. And the way people use flat sheet here is that usually the blanket or duvet is just laid over the flat sheet. I don't know how about you, but I usually move during my sleep. If I use this sheet in the morning, it's all going to be messed up and I'm gonna be covered just with a blanket or duvet. And you don't wash blanket or duvet every week, right? So the sheet doesn't fulfill its purpose. Here it's really hard for me to find, like, not hard, it's even impossible to find everything in one set. So I have to buy two sets to have sheets and duvet cover. And I like when everything is nicely matching, and sometimes it's really hard to achieve. Yeah, so I'm really struggling with it in Canada. Number five, date format. What can be wrong with a date format, right? I thought so too. I will tell you. In Russia, we always have one date format, which is date, month, year. Very simple, very clear, no ambiguity. But here in Canada, I've seen year, month, date, year, date, month, year. All three options. For example, when you see 10, 0, 7, 12, it doesn't tell you anything. Especially it can be an issue if it's printed on an old receipt and you cannot understand the date. Yeah. So enough negativity for today. These are all the things that I wanted to share with you. What do you think about them? Do you have something to add? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe not to miss new videos. See you in the next one. Bye!